can talk about it. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 You can. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. You can talk about it. You can talk about it. You can talk about it.
Yo,
I forgot.
Thank you. Welcome to the Backroom Speaks podcast. Thank you. You're kind of late. The Brave Space for Creators. Thank you for saying that too. Yeah, no. I'm clearly Law. What? Stop. Just stop talking. We're not doing that. I'm clearly Law.
And I clearly just work here.
And this is Cocaine Bennett.
My name is Lysa, everybody.
Cocaine Bennett. Give it up for Cocaine Bennett, man. How are you doing, Lysa?
I'm a little tired.
Gee. Isn't bad. You just you fresh off a flight.
Fresh off a flight. But that is dedication, okay?
It's pretty terrible.
To this work.
Nobody cares. To what? You was out in L.A., huh? Business, huh?
You didn't even have to tell anybody where I was. Nobody knew I was gone until now.
So on business.
I just got back from doing some missions work in Los Angeles. I hate it here.
You actually were not. I mean, there was a lot of sin.
I was witnessing to the nations, and the highways and the byways, telling the people.
Anyway, I'm not doing this. Yo, it's the third episode.
About the Lord.
No, it's the fourth episode.
It's the fourth. You can't even count.
Sheesh.
It's been a month.
No, we here.
We here for real. Y'all thought we were done after the first one, probably the second one, and probably after last week, but we back again.
Quick rant about that, though, because...
Jesus, help.
And I'm gonna talk to our guests about this later too. But a lot of times when people
pray for our guests, by the way,
when people start something, especially people that we know, that we've seen, I don't know, people want to be a daycare, they want to start a daycare center, or they want to start a community choir. They want to, and it stops like in 2 weeks, and all of a sudden you hear about it like they promote it real big, and then you get like 1 million likes on whatever social media platform, and it's a big thing for like 3 weeks, and then you don't hear about it again.
Which sucks.
This ain't that, my dog.
This ain't our testimony.
So we're here. Last week, I did get a few people say we got a little bit too political this week. Last week.
I heard that too.
This is not what this podcast is for. Yada yada yada. Well, get ready for this because I still got stuff to say. Police got to relax, right?
Once again. Also, apologies in advance for hot take Larry.
And I'm pissed that, and this is not a political podcast. We're gonna get right to our topic in a minute. I'm pissed that all I saw on my timeline this week was people justifying why this guy shot this little girl 4 times.
It was 4?
4 times. Now, I watched another video not that long ago where it was like a bunch of niggas wilding in the airport, and this dude had a taser, and he was laying them niggas out just one by one, tase, fall to the ground. You don't think that would have worked on that little girl? I don't know. And everybody's saying, "Oh, it's perspective." Because if that was your child, what would you want? Hey, guess what? Let me introduce you to today's word of the day. It's called nuance. Look that up when you have time. I'm not a father, but you touch mine. Yeah, you could die.
For sure.
And I might want that for you. But guess what? I'm also not trained or paid to serve and protect. So my thinking don't gotta be that. Yeah. But I'm a cop. I'm supposed to use better judgment. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but yeah.
And as I mentioned last week, like, again, we see once we get... First of all, this is the quickest body cam joint we got back.
It came back the next day.
Like, literally
less than 24 hours.
Let's just get into that part. But On top of that, we see, like, on the last few tapes of these joints that we've been getting, these cops are obviously losing their crap in just a few seconds and just don't have, like, the mental know-how or the emotional capacity to navigate these things, because a lot of these, like, them shooting these people are not decisions out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
You got the upper hand. You got the gun. You're in control of this situation. He could have been very much in control of that situation.
Yeah, he shot her 4 times.
4 times.
But yeah.
I didn't know it was 4. It's just
Rest
4.
in peace, Ma'Khia Bryant.
Yeah. Praying for her family.
And God bless them.
Again, this ain't a political podcast, but we gotta look. We woke. We woke, and we gotta touch on the stuff that's relevant. This is stuff that
you black people gotta relax.
Lord Jesus, hot take, Larry.
That's all. I'll quit. Never mind. All right, we're being happy now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. You can talk about it. West side.
Oh, we're not doing that.
Turn it off.
Okay.
Turn it off.
You can talk about it. West side. In the back room of the back room.
I'm holding auditions for a new co-host. The Backroom Speaks will continue with or without hot take. Larry over here.
I be listening to that song like I made it.
Plot twist.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You did.
Yo, okay. We're doing it again. Welcome to the Backroom Speaks podcast. I'm Law. And
I hate it here.
This is Candy Kane Bennett.
For the second time.
And my dog is for some reason in here. We're not doing this. We got a dope show today, Lysa.
Yes, we do.
Last few episodes, first episode we talked about everything. Second episode, I don't remember what that was.
Third episode,
going
I don't
really
remember
fast.
what that was.
They're going really
either.
fast.
They are going really quick.
But we wanted to actually bring on guests today to kind of talk about the topic that we have today. It's something that's really dear to me because I kind of fit this topic or this title.
Yeah.
Talking about creatives that also have 9-to-5s, full-time art, full-time job.
Yep. It's a thing.
Or sometimes it's part-time job. Because let me tell you something. I have a full-time job, but I don't put half as much as energy or thought or care into my job because I won't say I hate it because they're gonna fire me. But I work 40 plus hours a week. Sometimes more than that, and I consider myself a full-time artist. Well, I don't consider myself an artist, but producer, musician, and whatever else Kendall calls me for.
Which is everything. You guys will figure out who that is in a few
Video
seconds.
editor, spoons player.
Spoons player.
I'm all of that, right?
Can you tune my kazoo player?
The kazoo. And I think it gets a lot of... actually, I'm not even going to tell my perspective. I just really want to introduce our guests.
Yeah, let's hop right into it.
We got some really dope people. 2 people...
Who do this.
Who do this.
For lack of better words.
But from different spectrums. One guy we've already seen. You guys met him. So
Episode 1, you met this guy.
It'll be pretty boring. We don't really care that much about him.
From all the way up the street. All the way up the street.
All the way in the...
Nazareth.
Southern suburbs of Nazareth.
Cairo.
God bless you. But my brother Kendall Williams, drummer, producer extraordinaire.
K-Will.
Southside. South-ish side.
We're praying for him regardless.
He's super south though.
Yeah.
It's like, that's terrible. Okay, also we have our other guest is someone who actually we've known each other for a long time without knowing each other. Just grew up in the same... It's like church stuff.
Okay. Well, I don't have
PAW stuff. IDC, whatever. You know? Okay. And she's an artist.
Yeah. I met you by stalking her
and
Instagram,
I need merch because I saw the hat that you... Well, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
But Amber McCall.
Yeah.
Or Ambie. I don't know if you want the full government.
Did you want Amber or Ambie? How you want to do that? Hey, we'll roll with it.
But welcome our guest to the show, man. First of all, I'm going to start with Amber.
Ladies first.
First of all, how would you want to be acknowledged? Is that Amber, Ambie? First of
Well,
all,
I mean, far as the name, like, yeah.
oh, don't
Go
matter.
ahead.
Don't matter.
Cool.
Cool. I like that.
What's up,
First of all,
Ambie?
how are you doing? Number one. It's a lot going on. It's whatever.
I'm tired. I had service today and I went out. And so as you can see, I still got my communion. So
Just let it run
I'm
over into
doing
the rest
all
of the day.
Awesome. That's
yeah, I will
Lisa's
be okay.
Lisa's doing communion too on her
I
own.
got a little
I don't know what's in that cup, but I'm just
some water.
I got some ice water.
We always have ice water in here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You said some water?
Yeah,
you know.
that
Yeah,
was
okay.
turned into. I can't get no help.
He turned.
One
Wow.
time.
Wow.
Church kid problems. If you're watching, just
Hell
keep
is
us.
hot.
Hell is hot.
Hell is hot. So Amber, tell us a little bit about what you do as a creative.
So I paint. I do acrylic paintings.
You're dope at it too.
But thank you. It all pretty much started as a hobby, and then when the pandemic hit, I was just kind of like, So I made it a business off of someone seeing my work and asking, "Do I sell my work?" And I was like, "No." And then I'm kind of like, "Ooh, if you want to buy it." So, I paint. I paint, and I'm taking my paintings and making much more than what it is, as far as just having it on a canvas.
Awesome. And we're gonna come back. K Will.
Might as well bring him into the conversation.
Yeah, might as well bring this guy. I mean, you guys know him already.
No Southside jargon today, man. None of that.
Kendall Williams, man.
Yo, what's
My brother.
up, y'all?
How are you, man?
Man, I'm great.
Now I think we've already introduced you in the prior episode, but tell
Might
us,
as well.
kind of sum up really quick
For the new folks.
what
new
you
kids
do.
on the block.
I mean, for those who care.
I do. Right.
Sanctified kazoo
For the people
player. We know
care,
that.
for the people that care, I'm a drummer and a producer from the South Suburbs.
Praying.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
I was just
really
waiting on
good.
y'all to comment. That's why I had to let it know where I was from.
That's so
I had to
cute.
let it be known. The South Suburbs, that's not far. I'm in Madison.
Great.
That's not far at all.
The air is still pretty thin out there, but we're thankful that, it doesn't hinder your work ethic and all that you bring to the city
Ah,
and
guys.
everything that you do.
By the way, for our listeners that are listening out of state, we're in the
It's
South
a west side,
suburbs
south side thing.
of
It's-
Illinois. We're in
It's all
Chicago,
love.
guys.
It's all
It's all
love.
love.
But
It's all
I'm-
love.
It's all love.
But I'm praying for y'all out there. The thing is, so we asked you guys, right? Because we wanted to kind of dig into your perspectives
Yeah.
as being creatives, and doing your art. Like I think I was telling Lysa earlier, I consider my art or myself as a creative, like I do that full time. And I have a full-time job as well. So I'm not part-time in either, I'm curious to know, like, how do you balance? Because I know for me, well, I'll give my perspective later, but just how do you balance both? Because both of you are working. I know it has to be extremely tough at times. If you got something, or is it? I mean, it may or may not be. Go ahead.
It
Amber.
is.
Yeah.
It is. I wear many, many hats. I work at Rich Central High School, which is now called Rich Township.
You right up the street.
Yeah.
Southside
Right up the
is
street.
unite.
Right around the
We're not
corner. Right
selling
around the
this- we're
corner.
not
Yes,
selling
sir.
Right up the street.
So bad.
So I work as a parapro there,
Oh, no.
which kind of like it. I help with children that has like a learning disability and things of that nature. And then whatever else, like my boss may need me to do miscellaneously. Like, and then I also coach girls basketball there. And then I am an artist. So the only way I'm able to create some type of balance is because I'm aware of what these titles mean to me in a way. So like, for example, I have the 9 to 5 because it's consistent. Like I know, like one time, I know these pays are going to come. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it. But far as my art, my work, the reason I'm able to balance that with the 9 to 5 because it's something I love. So now sacrifice comes in where sometimes, you know, I'm lacking sleep because when I clock out, now I'm clocking in with my art. You know what I'm saying? And so that's where the balance comes from, knowing everybody, like knowing the place of these two jobs. So I'm gonna sacrifice sleep, I'm gonna sacrifice money, and I'm gonna sacrifice time for my passion, which is my art. But I'm gonna keep this 9 to 5, and I'm gonna do what I'm supposed to do with this 9 to 5 until I get to a place where my art is literally 100%. And that's the goal for me. These 9 to 5s.
She covered this whole
I don't want a boss anymore. I want to be my own boss.
Facts.
Feel that.
Lysa just said, like,
you just covered this entire episode in your response, and you bring up so many like valuable nuggets that I want to touch on, because you brought up that consistent with the 9 to 5 joint. I heard you loud and clear on that one. I want to drag our brother into this conversation too. Okay, well, how do you balance, like, because I'm gonna shed a little light on, you got Lil K Will, who is a riot, newly engaged. Like, you got all the stuff going on, just part of a church that just launched, which is amazing. How do you create the balance with your jobs and family, and how do you do that?
So my balance, so I've been on my job, May 30th will make, I want to say, 8 years, you know, at the same job.
Sheesh.
Same job, and within that time frame, my work schedule, I started off, you know, the first few years I was working midnight, you know, so that's perfect. You know, as a drummer, I could do my gigs and I could go to work. You know, so I was on midnights, then I was on day shift.
Yeah, because who needs sleep?
Right. But here's like, you know, so here's where the balance came in. So they got rid of midnights. And so I was forced to go to 3 to 11.
Oh, gross.
What can you do working 3 to 11? What can you do? And me and Law has had many conversations about this. I was frustrated. I'm like, yo, I'm about to quit my job, you know, like, you know, because people know, you know, like, you know, me playing drums, you know, like, you know, that's my passion and stuff like that. So I'm starting thinking like, yo, I can find another job. But, you know, like, you know, but you got to start thinking about the family and the bills and the rent, you know, the car note, you know. All right, cool. Is that new job gonna be like this other job?
Right.
So, you know, it's like, so the balance is crazy, and like with me, like, you know, now I'm back on day shift, you know, so I work 6 to 2, and you know, it's like, so I got my whole day to record, or, you know, like to go to rehearsal, you know, to go to church and all that, you know. So my schedule is back, dude. You know, it's back where, you know, like you know, the schedule needs to be.
Yeah.
So me as a drummer, so let's say I get a call or something and I got to go out of state. So now if I have to miss work, you know, that the only way I'm taking this gig is if you can pay me what I will make in 8 hours.
Talk about it. That's
Yep.
And if you can't do that, dude, and I'm not that drummer to just be hyped to just go somewhere. No, I got a kid at home. You know, I got a fiance at the crib. If you can't pay me, you know, then I'm not gonna do it, dude. You know, so it's like, you know, it's like, so working, you know, like the 9 to 5 and and being a full-time drummer it's a huge, it's a huge balance. It's you gotta, let me see, how can I put it? You gotta have a mind for it, because, I don't know. You definitely gotta have a mind for it.
I think what it
it's
is,
not for everybody.
What it is, I think Amber alluded to, she cares about this, she cares about that.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you're gonna do what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Whatever means a significant amount to you, that's what you're gonna cater to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just what it is. Like the fact that I have a job, and I know I'm supposed to share my perspective at the end, but the fact that I have a job doesn't take away from how passionate I am about my art. And so after I get off work, I'm super tired. I already don't sleep well, but I'm still going to get this done, stay up a little later to get this mix done or to finish this track or whatever it is, because that's just how much it means to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or Lysa's going to be in a studio session until 4 a.m. in the morning.
Man.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean? Man. And I think that's really important. And I think it's really dope, too. One of the things that I'm curious about, because we're all around the same age. I'm from a generation where the generation above me said that you couldn't do both. And I know Amber said you picked this up around the time where you were like during the pandemic and it became a real thing. You made it a business and something that you're really passionate about. I've been a musician my entire life, right? And I've wanted to pursue music for as long as I can remember. Mm-hmm. And so I remember people telling me, you gotta do one or the other. You can't do both. Like if you wanna make it in the industry, you have to go full-fledged into it. You can't worry about a day job. Like people said that to me. And some of these people, these are people who already made it to a level that I'm trying to aspire to be. You know what I'm saying? But I obviously wasn't there yet. And they said you can't do both. I think our generation now is
proving them wrong.
Exactly. What do you guys think about that? I want to hear from both of you on that.
Well, in my opinion, obviously you could do both because that's what we're all doing.
That's what we're all doing. Yeah.
And obviously our passion is what we want to do full time one day. But with everything, all the responsibilities and bills and this and that we have to take care of as adults now, we're not at a place where we could do it full time. But until we get to a place where we can do that, because I know people, my older sister, she runs her business full time now, and she's been doing it for about 2 years, and she's making a lot more money than she did trying to do both. You see what I'm saying? Because now there's open opportunities during the times that she would if she was still working at wherever she was working at. You see what I'm saying? So it's possible to do both. And I know that we are trying to get to a point where we are our own boss. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it does not happen right away.
Yeah.
And so until it happens, you work that 9 to 5.
Facts.
You get your 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you do it all over again every day. Real. Like you do it.
Facts.
Yeah.
You literally, you gotta have faith if you want to step out and go that route full time. You have to have faith, and I'm not sure if we was gonna speak on this later on in the pod, but all right. So let's talk about all of us. We working 9 to 5s. What happened last year, March? The whole world got shut down, and it's still almost shut down. So how about them people that, the full-time musicians?
I work.
So how about them?
Right.
No knock to none of them.
Right.
but I'm almost positive they're hurting. I'm almost positive.
No, not almost. I'm 1,000% sure.
And you know, that's stuff that you got to think about. You just never know what this world, might bring. You just never know. And it's like the pandemic been going on since last year March. I've seen some musicians pick up some 9-to-5s.
Yeah.
I've seen
it
work
too.
at FedEx,
and it's okay.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it.
Nothing at all.
You got a consistent check.
Multiple streams of income.
Man, like
you done opened up a whole new portal with stuff.
Yeah, because now I'm my ranting brain is coming back.
Don't you
right?
dare.
Because no, seriously, because I didn't even think about the pandemic and what that did to musicians. And I remember,
that did something. I saw musicians, bro. They wanted to sell stuff. They wanted to.
Yeah, I seen it too. I actually bought. Anyway, the thing is, I'm so as much as I'm not. I gotta stop saying I hate my job because I'm grateful for it. I'm super grateful for my job. As much as I don't like it sometimes, right?
Lord, that's my
because throughout the whole pandemic, I have not missed a check.
It's a blessing.
And that is awesome, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't even think about what that did to artists. Because even for us, Kendall, and for Lysa, who are in music, that stopped a whole lot of money. Oh, wow. And then for people like Amber, people aren't spending
People
money.
Are spending. Yep.
Because we ain't got it.
That's true.
The stimmy ain't hit yet. You know what I mean? Like, so niggas ain't spending money like that, right? Yeah. But here's the thing about that. What you said, Kendall, that really sparked my ranting brain. Because as I alluded to earlier about the generation prior to me saying that you can't do both, and my co-host actually tried to stop me from talking about this.
I'm trying to figure out where you're going. I knock all this stuff over if y'all off. Just stay tuned. Let's see where you're going.
People who've made it. Made us feel that you ain't supposed to have no 9-to-5 if you doing this. And they flaunt the fact that they made it
without ever having a
9-to-5.
I'm going to let them have this one.
And I'm supposed to I'm aspiring to be you. So now as a young kid, I'm thinking, forget a job. I'm going to keep rolling off, on this little $100 check I'm getting from this storefront every Sunday. And I'm just going to figure out how I'm going to make it. And hopefully in 10 years, I'll be playing at the BET Awards. No, nigga, it don't work like that. Go get you a damn job.
That's fact.
I've had a job since I was 17. I've never been unemployed since. And I've been perfectly okay with it. This year, guess what? During the pandemic, I think Kendall alluded to this on the first episode. My phone haven't stopped ringing. I still got work.
Ain't stopped ringing.
On the music side.
Yeah.
Lysa, you still getting calls?
Still getting calls.
You're still selling art, Amber. So thank God. But I can still, I work my job. Guess what? I like benefits. Sorry.
Okay.
And you're in education, so it's different for you. Actually, I'm finding it out now.
Yeah.
I got a nice 401k set up.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
If something happened today,
you know what's crazy? And I actually, I'm not even gonna hold you. We had to bury my uncle right before the pandemic. Actually, no, I take that back. It was 2 years ago. And
Oh, yeah.
It was last minute. It was right after Christmas. So niggas was broke.
Yeah.
And I was broke because it was right after Christmas. Guess what I did?
Pour that white out the joint.
I went to my had to go get $1,500 out the 401k real quick. I needed that.
But to have access to that, number one.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's not anything to brag on. That's just that stability portion that Ambie was talking about.
Consistency.
The consistency.
Yep.
I am grateful for that more than anything. I would love to do this stuff full time, but at the end of the day, I like having access to that or knowing that that's there.
Yeah.
Or, it's just certain stuff. You know that direct deposit is going to hit on the 15th and the, 1st to 15th. However that go, how your stuff work. But just knowing that, but just knowing that without a drop of a hat, I can sleep on that versus I got this Sunday check, man. I don't know when I'm gonna get my next hit. And that's no shade because it works for some people. Some people are blessed in that regard.
Yeah.
I ain't there yet.
And then, so let's go this route.
Read.
It's like, so let's go this route. These musicians are banking off that Sunday check. These churches ain't making what they was making before this pandemic. So now you ain't really finna get that.
Come on, man.
Nope.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. To Kendall's point, I thank God that I've been very fortunate throughout this on both sides of the spectrum, right? But I also want to be very clear, and I don't want to get, because I know I kind of hauled off a minute. I don't want to get it effed up. We're not bashing anyone who decides to not have a 9-to-5 and shit might not be looking the best for you right now. This is informational.
Yeah.
Because I want everybody to be good. A lot of people did not, and a lot of churches will not make it out of this pandemic. A lot of musicians literally were at home every week with nowhere to go. And I don't like that.
On a Sunday. Yeah.
People are out of work. People aren't spending money. So people who have, even friends of mine who have clothing lines, if you're selling art, if you're selling stuff, nigga, we ain't got it.
Yep.
Ain't nobody buying.
That's what I had a hard time with. Because for me, when I started off and people saw what I was doing, then people were hitting me up. And then it came a time where people would place an order. And then everything I do is self-taught. I literally just started my business in October. At a random. I was at, because at the time, they wanted us to come to the school to do miscellaneous things, clean this, clean that, so that we could keep our job, keep things going. So there were a lot of downtime. And I would bring a sketchbook. One day I just went to Walmart and got a sketchbook and I would draw because it was so much downtime. And so I had coworkers walk past and say like, "Oh, I didn't know you could draw." Right? And so, over time, people saw what I was doing. They were buying. And then when it got real tough in March and in April and May, then it was just like, I was like throwing out sales just so somebody can just grab this piece, like on some desperate stuff.
Yeah.
But it definitely was a dry, what's the word I wanted? Like a dry area season. Where no money was really coming in. Yeah. So that convinced me to switch another way, where now I'm getting ready to put my art on apparel. I'm getting ready to have apparel come out.
And I need a hat.
And then
I need the hat I saw
I'm just
yesterday.
trying to hit a whole lot of avenues, every corner of art.
Yeah.
It just gave me I just had to be creative to keep that money flow and to still see that, okay, this wasn't something that she was just bored because of the pandemic. Because there's a lot of people that just did something because they were doing nothing.
Facts. Facts.
I like what you
They were
just
doing
said
nothing.
there.
For the first time ever, they were doing nothing.
That's a good point. What you just said. Seriously, like you seen, like, dude, a whole bunch of people just trying, just trying to build stuff and just become something. And it's like, no, you got to have a passion for it. You got to have a passion for this stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think we've seen, and not even just speaking to the pandemic, but, desperate measures, I'll say, will force anybody to become, you really see the best of what you have in the times where that's all you're up against, or that's all you got to work for. And we've seen people become so innovative, and there was a lot of like dope stuff that came out of it, right? Like you said, Ambie, I had to resort to different measures. Like, let me slap some of my art on apparel. Let's see how this works. Or, people have just definitely gotten way bit more innovative concerning that. So I really like what you said about that. That just sat on me a little bit and humbled me a little bit too.
I think, man, like first of all, it's the pandemic exposed so much, but it also inspired a whole lot, because a lot niggas was at home, so you had to sit with your thoughts. You know what I mean? Our podcast was actually
birthed out of a pandemic.
Well, not really, because it was sparked years ago.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
when we actually started working on it was at the start of the pandemic.
It's true.
And it's been like 5-7 different versions of what we now have that launched 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But that's what, in that time we figured it out. And a lot of things were just figured it out. Like the stuff Amber just said, Kendall built their studio during the pandemic.
Literally, I really think if the pandemic, never happened, I would have been paying somebody to record at their studio every time, dude, and just being rushed. So I hit law once again. I'm like, yo, bro, I need to get my studio going. And dude, and once I got it going, it's been going, and he knows.
Yeah,
it's been going. It's been going.
I think that's super amazing. I think that the businesses and things that were birthed from the pandemic is really special, because obviously this moment in time, the last year and a half, is going to go down in history because of the pandemic, obviously, because of the monumental things we've seen with socially, I should say. Hell, they just convicted a cop of murder on a black man. That's pretty monumental. I think that's going to be in the history books.
World changer.
I don't want to go back.
They update these history books.
Yeah,
this is gonna be one,
dude, and that's a whole.
Man.
That's another episode.
This is gonna be one.
That's another episode.
They better tell it right too.
Right.
That part.
Well, I think this time around it's going to be us telling it, and that's and I think
Also
that's the beauty.
record-breaking.
Update. Yep.
Okay, but don't they're gonna kill us for being
us in
political.
Right.
But what I'm curious is about, and I want to hear from both of you separately. Like, where do you see? Because we've seen now that we've got these. We all have now businesses. We all have our creatives, and we've birthed things during the pandemic, right? Like, where do you see this going? Because I think that everything is amazing. Kendall's basically running an operation from his studio. We're doing our podcast as well as our separate things as producers and arrangers and singers and everything that you are. I'm all those things, by the way. And I'm lying.
He is though.
But yeah, out of all those things, like the specific thing that we birthed during the pandemic, like where do you see that going? Because obviously, I'll start with Amber. Like you said, you're very passionate about this art. You're now leaning into apparel, which I'm gonna reiterate once again. I need
Please
the hat.
get this man this hat
that I saw. Okay.
I only got a couple of them because I got a pop-up shop coming up.
Okay.
But I'll put one away for you. I'll put it away.
I will pay top dollar. Okay, I will pay Let me
I
know.
want to support too. So yeah, like
I guess we all need hats.
Because listen, no, but seriously, if you haven't watched the podcast until now, we do, and we'll talk about that later when we get to the merch alert. But we're wearing black
owned businesses.
people every
Every
pod. That's the plan.
Time. Yeah.
That's the
Took the
plan
pandemic
for
and
every
bought
episode, and we're four in black and black.
Yeah.
God is dope black.
God is dope as black. I was trying to.
And black.
Yeah, they
Sorry,
black.
I didn't know.
They in Atlanta.
But yeah, though. So yeah, I need all that now. But yeah, where do you see it going in the future? So we're talking 5 years down the line, because now you're starting a brand. You went from art that you're still doing, by the way, and now you're doing it on apparel. What's next?
Well, so what's next for me? Well, to answer your first question, in the next 5 years, I do plan on running my business full time, and I could really see that happening. I don't know how. It's I feel like God is gonna place me in a direction, put me in a position where this is all I'm gonna do. But in about 5 years, I'm gonna be, still doing this. Now, what's next? And the reason I said it's got to be God is because when this idea came up, I started to get, like, I don't want to call them headaches, but I started to get like a lot of ideas literally rushed, and I had to write them down, and I started getting headaches. And so
familiar.
I never told this to anybody, but my sketchbook literally has at least 2 years of ideas for my business already. Wow. So that's just 2 years already. And I never told anybody this as well, but my plan is not just paintings, because everybody they don't buy paintings, but I want to do home decor as well as apparel. When I say I'm trying to touch every inch of art, home decor, paintings, apparel. I want to, I told myself, get 10 years into your business and where you making buku bucks, and then start doing things like partnering with people to do things with the youth, having something to do with art. You see what I'm saying? Just so I could bless, because, we are blessed to be a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Just so I could bless other people that are hesitant about their skills and things of that nature. Right. Because art has always been number one for me. But, as time went on in my life, I started playing sports. And so it took the back burner. And then after being, a basketball player, a softball player, I ended up being a coach. And then when the pandemic hit, that came up off the back burner, because now we're not in school. Right. Now our season is canceled. Now what? So now I'm picking into my next gift. Yeah. Yep. So seeing as that this took off quicker than all my other things I have going on, singing, I sing at church, and everybody wanted me to be a singer, and I love to sing, but I was just like, that's cool, but I don't know if that's my purpose. You see what I'm saying? So now, I'm gonna wrap it up, because I'll be rambling.
This is good. This is so good, though. This is so good.
In the next 5 years, I really do plan on doing just this. Mm-hmm. I love being a basketball coach. That's probably something I may do on the side if I have time. See what I'm saying? But I see myself really doing.
I like the way you said that. That's because the art is first. It's like, I'll do that if I have time.
Yeah.
I believe that could happen sooner.
It can.
You think so?
I mean, with the game, you already got a game plan set up. And I'm not trying to take like a spiritual turn on this, but anything like, I'm sorry, but anything like that. Get the organ ready. Cue the B3. Kendall, I need all crash for this one. But like anything that God has his hands on, seriously, anything God ordained has no choice but to come full circle. I believe that, you know, when something is God given, he'll give you the means to complete it. He'll give you the access. He'll send the people. He'll send the resource. So everything that you need, when it's God given those headaches, I mean, you journal and stuff like that, you already got a plan and just execute. So we also here to do that too. Pour inside people too.
Facts.
So that could happen in less than 10.
Facts. I don't even want to take a drink anymore.
Go ahead, convicted. Put it down.
Like, sheesh.
That's real though.
Get some water for real.
Yeah, pick up my boy real quick. K Will, man. K Will, man. What's the game plan? Tell us what the studio is going. What you got going on, man? What's coming
Yeah, because
up?
I know you're trying to get vocals in there now. Because you've been cutting a lot of drums in there. You're trying
You
to
finna start singing soprano?
Boy.
Jesus.
Well, no, so I'm simple. I'm just, I'm making, some small, like last week I finally just upgraded my drum mics, and that's very important.
Very.
If you want to get,
Serious investment.
I did the same.
Investments. Investments.
Yeah, it's like, so now, the money, is there. I'm upgrading everything. I just added a vocal mic and all that. It's just simple for me. I just want to keep, going with it. Like, I just want to upgrade it. Like right now, my studio is at my parents' house because I live in a townhouse, and you know how that go. No drums, none of that.
Yeah, I mean, I live in an apartment, so I understand.
Yeah. So luckily, my people was cool with it or whatever. So I'm running my studio out of their basement, in one of the rooms in the basement. But 2-3 years, of course, I want to be a homeowner. So, that stuff is coming out of there and it's coming with me. And then, instead of driving 20 minutes to my parents' crib, like, let's say Law called me, I can just go right downstairs and I can just knock it out. So, yeah, man. So that's that. I just want to upgrade everything.
What about, and I'm only gonna pick on you because I just need to get it out of you. But like as a producer, like do you see more of that?
Yes. So as a producer, like the one thing I'm working on now, and Law's gonna be getting a phone call this week. Mixing. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, I want him to show me some mixing stuff, and then also I'm thinking about learning keyboard, like because I just don't want to be just fluent in drums. I want to be able to just pick up, and play keys or play bass or something like that. I just don't want to be a drummer,
Yeah.
That's just not me. That's not me. So yeah.
Here's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1000% okay. And this is the people watching. I believe that you guys know already, but it's 1000% okay to have a job.
Yeah.
It's just okay. That's literally it. That's my encouraging words, honestly, because it's not. And I don't know. Maybe this new generation maybe don't get it as much. As a matter of fact, I'm sure they don't because they got us to look up to.
Yeah.
But as a kid, being told so much that it's one way to only find out it's another,
Yeah.
it make me mad at a lot of old people. And I want to fight.
No, I agree.
And I want to fight now. Not really, but I kind of do. It's 1000% okay. Because guess what? When I was living with, we can get our stuff off now, right?
Yeah, go for it.
The amount of responsibility I had at a young age, it was probably a little more than other people, right? And so I didn't go to school. I didn't go to college. I did 5 years in high school. Well, 4 years in high school, but I went to Kennedy King for a year. That's my 5th year of high school. I said that at the last episode, y'all missed.
And be like, yeah, that's kind of true.
But
It's funny when you did that.
Damn.
What you say,
I
Ken?
did something similar.
Yeah.
I did something just like that 5 years. Yes, bro.
I mean,
Yes,
dude,
bro.
it's terrible.
And there's nothing wrong with it. There's
Nothing
nothing
wrong
wrong
with
with
it.
it. You got to get it done.
For sure.
Nothing wrong with it.
But I went to work, man.
Yep.
I went to work, and I've I was a drummer at that time, and then around 2009, which is a year after I'm out of high school, then I really started becoming producer law. Started arranging stuff. Started being hired as an MD before I, knew what an MD was or knew that I was one, right? And that's where I'm arranging stuff now. Now I'm actually composing. And all this stuff that I take very seriously and I consider doing full time. But guess what? I was living with my pops and I wanted to eat what I wanted to eat. Right? Then I moved out. Shout out to Jared Dodson, Alonzo Berry, Aaron Berry,
Lord Jesus.
Douglas Kitchen. Oh, what a time. That was a terrible time. Those are terrible roommates too. But yeah, stuff gotta get paid. I'm an adult. And even if at one point in time I could have lived off music. But I couldn't afford a car note though. Also couldn't pay my mama's rent either.
Right.
That part.
And my mama, whenever she come to me, she don't care how much money I got.
I need what I need.
And I'm not saying no. So all that to say, it's 1,000% okay. You want what you want. I want health insurance. I like it. Oh, actually, no, I hate going to the doctor. But especially 2020, I've gone to the doctor more times than I did in 2020 than I did my entire life because of, things. We're going to do an episode about anxiety too one day. I don't know how we're going to do it, but be on the lookout for that. But the amount of times that I've gone to the doctor in 2020, I better have had insurance. Because guess what? I still had to pay $3,000 out of my pocket with insurance. Mm-hmm. So imagine what that looked like without it.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to pay those healthcare costs without the support of the insurance that I just pay for, through work.
Hey, musicians, artists, get insurance.
Please. I didn't expect that to turn into that, but that is a thing.
Sorry. Get insurance. Even if you don't got a job, pay for insurance.
Life insurance, the whole
There's people selling insurance everywhere.
Everywhere.
They really are.
For real.
Crazy.
My organist was selling me and trying to sell me insurance at one point. I'm like, why?
My nail tech was trying to sell me.
But I had two best friends. Yes, bro. Yes.
It's like that though.
He like, hey man, you got insurance?
Yep.
It's like, yeah, I got DVDs and then I got insurance. Like, it's like, bro.
What about DVDs?
DVDs and insurance. 53 minutes in.
But that's something serious, man. That's really something serious.
Facts. It really is.
Because, like me, I got hurt at work. Working my 9 to 5. Like, I had a serious injury. I don't have. Yeah. My pinky has no feeling. Like, I had that. That big of an injury. I was off drums for about 8 months. I had like 5 surgeries just off my little pinky. Off my little pinkies. Like, so yeah. Like, so imagine if I didn't have insurance and
yeah.
Or imagine if you were playing.
All bad.
Imagine if you were playing drums full time, hurt your hand.
And then you hurt your hand and you can't play.
Play.
Yep.
Yeah, stuff to think about, man.
Y'all need some insurance.
You hate me.
Definitely.
Especially musicians that still got the hoop dreams. Because it can be that one day, knock on some wood. Like, it can be that one day you at LA Fitness and you think you LeBron.
Yeah,
I
think he's talking about himself.
And now you tell your ACL, and now you can't play drums for about a year. You can't play keys for a year. Y'all, just please get some insurance.
Get some insurance or get a job. Or not.
or get a job.
at the
Hey,
at the end of the
there's
Set
day,
yourself
nothing
up to
wrong.
be successful on all ends. Let's just say it like
part,
that.
that part. That
That's
Plan for the worst.
part.
Just
bad.
55 minutes in, man. First of all, I really that's really the
the gist of it.
yeah, really that's
We touched on some stuff. We actually stepped up in the territory that we weren't even expecting, but I like the direction where this went. And
but the message is one, get insurance. Get insurance. Okay. But for real, the message is that it is
I'll take
1,000% okay. Like we have two examples, obviously, and there's a bunch more because both me and
So
Lysa
working.
share the same sentiment. We both
sleep is not my friend.
Yeah.
We are not buddies
Facts.
at all. I don't do
but
that.
we both have 9 to 5s for the same company. Don't say the name because they
I'm
will
not
fire
gonna say
us.
it, but if you see this,
But we both do
So,
that.
hey, I have a question.
Go ahead.
oh Lord,
So,
oh Lord,
so I have a question for all three of y'all.
oh Lord.
Oh,
Do
trio.
y'all think people is staying away from the 9 to 5s because they think people will talk about them?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's my point. That's what's my
That's
rant
so-
about.
That's
People brag on that. I've been in
That's
certain
so
situations
dumb.
like you got to go to work in the morning. Ooh, I can't relate.
I can't
and it's just
relate.
like
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but let me shoot you and see what happened when you go to the
That
hospital,
is
nigga.
extreme.
I'm sorry, okay, maybe not shoot you, but
the
stab?
climate.
shoot 'em.
The climate.
Stab it?
Oh my God.
I'm
Hot
de-escalating.
take Larry, everybody.
Just blur
Put
that
your
out.
hands
Just
together.
blur
Give me the
that out.
claps,
Hot
man.
take, Larry.
Jesus Christ.
But now, but that's really serious. Is people afraid of what the next person is going to say about them for having to go to
Facts.
work?
Don't count my money.
Man, I talk about it all the time, and I brag about it all the time, all the time. Like, because first of all, I know how to multitask, and there's moments where I'm at work handling business.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how many songs I done learned at
You know how
my
these
job?
You know how these podcasts get edited?
While he's work, if you company we work for, if you see this,
Oh wait, no, I'm not. Never mind. But yeah, y'all know.
had that account.
Yeah.
too.
It's
Y'all, there's
brag
absolutely
about it
nothing
all the
wrong
time.
with working at.
There's nothing wrong with it. And even more,
Because I'm
if
gonna need your discount.
man, look, and if honestly, if you're not working right now, and you like are able to do your creative thing full time, I envy you. I envy you so much.
congratulations. Hit the applause.
I can't. And honestly, pray for me because I can't wait. I can't wait to get to a point where I could do this full time. I'm just not able to do it right now. Send me tips on how I could,
Yep.
expedite this process, or set me up, give me send the plugs, or put me on some gigs so I can do this full time. Like seriously, this is not like I don't feel trapped by it, but I do know that I don't want it to be like this always.
Right.
But I am
Agreed.
gonna do what I have to do for my life right now to make sure that I'm setting myself up, just number one to live, and set myself up, on the music stuff, shaking hands with the right people, building relationships to make sure that everything is fine. So I can get to a place where, okay, yeah, maybe I can go ahead and get rid of my job, or I got my savings to a spot where I could do that. So we not knocking nobody on that. We're not knocking nobody on that. Do what you got to do now to prepare for your future plans. That's all it's about. That's all it's about.
Facts, man. I appreciate you guys, both Amber McCall, Ambie.
Thank you for having me.
No, easy.
First time I ever did a podcast.
Easy, and it won't be the last. We
You
can
gotta
have
come
you back. We can
You have to
definitely
come
have you
back.
back.
For sure.
And for sure, my brother Kendall Williams as well. Appreciate you, my brother.
No problem. No problem.
And you'll probably be back on the pod as well at some point.
I'm almost sure I will.
We're gonna end this podcast, I think.
Gonna wrap it up.
But I noticed this shirt you have on,
Isn't it nice?
and I kind of want one,
Yeah,
but I
I
want
like
a
that.
t-shirt.
Y'all like it? I'm gonna give y'all a little backstory on it. I actually have somebody I sang for, Kamar Garner. Y'all know Troy Garner, really dope people in this city. Kamar started a line called Advancer Apparel or Kingdom Advancer. Kamar, don't kill me for saying this wrong, but it's Advancer Apparel. We're going to drop the info on that. And this was actually part of the Black History Month launch. So she has a whole bunch of dope stuff. Like if you just need something to wear on Sunday, grab a hoodie, grab a t-shirt. She has a couple of more things specific to like Black History Month. I think that stuff is still up though, but that's where I grabbed it's the Black Pride for me. So it's a super dope joint.
That's dope.
So yeah, y'all support them. Again, a dope couple in the city. And they're just doing stuff right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's knocking stuff over. Pray for my co-host, Hot Take Larry. Hot Take Larry done dropped Lord Jesus. Now you
Talk
gotta
about
stop
bloopers. Oh my
bloopers.
God.
Man, it's enough. We may have to do a Patreon or something like that, but I don't know who the hell gonna want to see that. Who gonna pay to see us knock stuff over and curse each other out? That's gonna be kind of crazy.
You wanted to put that on the last time, but
Well, whatever. And then
y'all shouldn't have said that. The people won't see that. Gosh, thanks,
Oh.
Kendall.
it's okay. They gonna hear it.
It's all
Y'all
good.
gonna catch.
It was a nice little laugh.
Oh,
It's
whatever.
a nice laugh.
No, they gonna catch all this.
Yo, I
stuff.
want to support you. Hey, you got some pictures of like your paintings or whatever? I want to, yeah, because I want to grab one like now.
Yeah, I
Throw
can
Ambie
give you.
information up too.
Oh, go ahead.
No. We
And
don't.
I want that information too.
Yeah, I'll get you everything.
Yeah, let's-
I'll get you everything.
yeah.
And I mean, of course, I don't know if y'all can see what Law doing right now, but he's rocking our boy Curtis. Curtis been taking
My boy
all.
Curtis.
Curtis been taking all our money. He been
Yeah,
rocking
that's
this
cold. I was gonna
podcast.
say something about it.
Creative Clothing 773. Curtis McCautry from the West Side. He hitting on the South Side right now, but we still praying for him.
Facts.
But he has a dope line called Creative Clothing. He's rocking one of the creative hoodies. I can't find mine.
Love my brother. I didn't even know it came in red, and then I
Came in camouflage too, and I've been waiting on it for 6 months.
Shout out to my brother Kurt.
Shout out to Kurt, man.
But yeah, man, we're done. Once again, appreciate our guests, man.
Yeah.
I didn't use any of the drops today.
None of them.
Gosh, I didn't use none of them. I'm gonna use them all.
Oh, he finna.
Just love that.
I hate it.
Right.
Y'all
I
pray
just
for
really
Lil
wanted to
Richard.
say that.
All right.
Oh,
I just love that. Oh God. Kendall Williams, Amber McCall. It's the Backroom Speaks podcast.
The
Brave space
For
for
creatives.
creatives. Cause find me another
find me
one.
another one.
You can talk about it. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 You can. In the back room of the back room, it was all bad fumes in the back room. Skeleton-filled closets in the back too. You can talk about it. 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 You can talk about it.